So the last game for England of the group stage and the last of the World Cup for the Samoans is here. It's going to be an awesome matchup, a lot of physicality, quite a stacked English side coming into this game, looking to continue their momentum as they make their way towards the quarterfinals, whereas for Samoa, this is a game about pride, making an impact for exiting the Rugby World Cup. In this preview, we'll be looking through at the lineup selected, the key players for the sides, also their previous fixtures throughout the World Cup, and then at the end, a prediction of how we think this match will be going. But we will start with the English lineup. Number 1, Ellis Genge. 2, they've gone Jamie George, and 3, Dan Cole. So no Will Stewart in the starting lineup. For the English in the lock and jaw, it is Maro Itoje at 4 and Ollie Chisholm as the number 5 loose forwards. Courtney Laws at number 6, Tom Curry number 7, and then number 8, Ben Earl. So no Lewis Ludlam in the starting lineup, but still a very physical pack for the English. Quite a bit of experience for a few of the players out there on the park. Could come in very handy up against a tough Samoan side. In the back line, Alex Mitchell at number 9 with George Ford as the number 10. Out on the left wing, they have gone with Johnny Main. Number 12, Owen Farrell, with number 13 being Manu Tuolangi. So a bit of a new midfield combo. We are used to seeing Manu Tuolangi at the inside centre role rather than the outside, but with Farrell returning, means that they do have to make their reshuffle. Out on the right wing, it is Joe Marchant, and then a number 15 to close out the side for the English will be Freddie Stewart. The key players to watch out for in this English side, I've got to say, George Ford at number 10, very valuable player in this English lineup. The fact that they have kept him at 10 and have Farrell go to 12 once more shows the impact that he's able to have, because they did actually start Farrell in the last contest, deciding to go back to Ford for this one. He offers that drop kick, which of course we've seen throughout this Rugby World Cup already, but also just that stability in the backline. Joe Marchant out on the wing. We've seen him play there for the Harlequins before in the Gallagher Premiership. The man's got pace for days, going head-to-head with Naria Famai. In this game, I believe that will be an intriguing one. But with that amount of pace that Marchant has, I think he might just have that little bit of an advantage. Looking through at the Samoan starting lineup, number 1, Jordan Lane, number 2, Summer Malolo, and number 3, it is Michael Alaratoa, who will also be captain, coming in for Brian Aluamile, who is coming off the bench. Number 4, Sam Slade, and number 5, Brian Elena Usi. Number 6, they've had to change from Taleni Su instead now. We'll be back to Theo McFarlane, who has been switching between lock and loose forward throughout this Rugby World Cup. Number 7, it is Fritz Lee, and number 8, Stephen Luatua, man who I'm hoping will have a big performance. And the thing is, he plays in the Gallagher Premiership. He's gone head-to-head with quite a few of these English players, even teammates with a couple of them throughout the Premiership as well. At number 9, Jonathan Tamatine, and number 10, Lima Sapawanga, coming in for Christian Liliafano, who will be off the bench. Number 11, Naria Famai, that is rather than Ben Lamb, got himself suspended in the last contest. Number 12, Danny Tuala, and number 13, Tamua Manu. Once again, a man who predominantly plays inside centre at 13 rather than 12, similar to what the English have done. Number 14, Nigel Awong, and number 15, Duncan Paiaoa. For the key players, I believe Duncan Paiaoa, it's not so much about being a key in this game, but he needs to have a good performance because he has been struggling the last couple of weeks for the Samoans. He does prefer, I believe, to play in the centres rather than at fullback, but they are persisting with giving him that opportunity at 15, whereas I feel like one simple switch of Danny Tuala going to 15, Duncan Paiaoa going into the centres could solve quite a few of the Samoan problems that they've got. Discipline is certainly one that they will want to keep an eye on in this 4-pack. We want to see physicality being shown alongside not getting penalised too often. Someone who does quite well in that aspect would be Fritz Lee, getting into the breakdowns, looking for steals in England. They have got Fiji in the quarterfinals more than likely. They'll want a physical game here, and that is exactly what Samoa will give them. But looking through at the previous games for the English, they started off their Rugby World Cup with a 27-10 win over Argentina. Their next game up against the Japanese, winning at 34-12. And then the last game that they have played of the group stage, it was up against the Chileans, winning at 71-0. Then for Samoa, they had the 43-10 win over Chile to open up their Rugby World Cup campaign. Unfortunately for Samoa, though, that was the last time they got themselves a victory in this competition. Their next game up against Argentina, 19-10, just not quite clinical enough but in moments in that game showed what they can do when they do get it right. The same can be said about that Japanese game. 28 points to 22 defeat, but still have moments where they looked like they were right in the contest. But now we are up to that stage of a prediction of how we think this game will go. I honestly feel that even though Samoa will put in a big fight here, the English will still walk away with the victory. They've got a strong enough side and enough cohesion in their starting lineup to be able to build up momentum early, and I think any penalty against Samoa will heavily impact them throughout this game. I have to say Samoa have made a couple good changes in their starting lineup, and I do want to say this game will be a little bit closer than some are anticipating, but I will say England to win it 38 points to 24. I feel like that's a reasonable scoreline. The Samoans may be able to make it close. I'd love to see them put on the performance that they did up against the Irish in the Rugby World Cup warm-up games. But this English side at the moment, they have got some nice momentum and they'll want to continue that right to the quarterfinals. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in to this short preview of the game. We will be doing the live commentary on the channel as well, so be sure to check that out. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. This game is kicking off at 4:45 AM New Zealand time on the Sunday morning. Should be an absolutely awesome one. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.